Right, welcome back to another little video, and this is one actually that's been requested quite a number of times by quite a number of people, oddly enough. And what it is, I've just got it over on the table. So this is the Honda's 12 volt socket, and this is the part number. I'll put it in the description so you can find it quite easily. And quite simply, all it is this little socket. Now, it's not even a USB socket, it's a proper old school 12 volt socket that you're going to put your adapter for your USB in. I think most people are going to want this for a USB purpose. So obviously you're going to need to go and buy one of these sort of styled plug-in adapters, and instantaneously I can tell you there's a problem with that. So one thing, not all of them fit in there particularly well. This little sort of orangey pink one that I own that sits in my car all the time does actually sit in there really nicely. But once you've got that in there, see this little cap? It means that you can't put the cap back on whilst that's in there. And then, how do you get that out? Obviously, this is a me problem because obviously I've got this particular one. But for example, I should imagine that, you know, I'm not the only one that's going to have this problem. So then, when it starts raining, this is not going to be waterproof and it sits up there on the bars. It's bound to get wet. So you want to take this out. I've had to pry it out with a screwdriver, which isn't very clever. And then that's the only way. God, I'm good at catching things on this channel. That's about the third time. Then you can then put that waterproof cap on. So then I was thinking, where else could you mount it? So what we'll do is, let me show you where it is meant to go, first of all. And then perhaps we can look at, or maybe let's look at some other options quickly now. And then I'll fit it, and then we can decide whether this is worth the money, because it's actually quite expensive. Again, I can't remember how much it was. I've got a feeling it was about 60 euros, so 50 odd quid. I'll find that out and I'll put that somewhere. But you can go on some other Chinese style shops, lots of them out there, and buy a very simple handlebar mounted version that you can just plug into your battery for probably 1/3 of the price, including the delivery. So anyway, let's get this on the bike and you can decide for yourselves whether it's something you want to spend your money on. Yeah, so while we've got this off the bike, let's just have a little look. Now, we're very, very limited to where we could put this. I've obviously got this screen attached now, so that's going to get in our way. Originally, I was thinking that maybe it could go somehow up inside there, because I thought that actually there isn't anywhere it hits, but it's not then going to be not easy to put your cable in. But once you've got it in, I suspect most people are going to leave it there. So perhaps there would be a way of mounting it in there somehow, but I couldn't really work it out easily without having to make some kind of an adaptation plate or whatever it was going to be. And then I was thinking, perhaps, I don't know, perhaps like here on the screen. So, I mean, I don't know what people are like with drilling holes and stuff, but you could just drill 2 holes in that little bit of plastic there, for example, and then that could sit there. But then it would be in the way of the screen going up and down. So that's probably out of the window. Well, you know, it's just so limited to where we could put things. I mean, it could be inside of here. I mean, it would be a lot of work, I suspect. You could probably, yeah, you see, underneath here, I don't think is anything. There's a little panel there. You could probably put it inside of there and then poke your cable up to where you want it. Again, that's going to be a lot of faffing about just for this socket when you could buy the Chinese equivalent, which would be way easier than mucking about with this great big thing. Well, where else? I mean, you could probably, yeah, I mean, you could even mount it in there if there was enough cable to go all the way over to the other side of the bar. Yeah, you could probably get it inside there, but why would you want that there? I don't know. So really this thing, I don't know. For me, it's just, where would you put it? You know, that's just such a naff idea, Honda. I mean, to be honest, if it was in this direction, would already be better, because then at least it would be hidden by the handlebars a bit for protecting in the weather. And also, it kind of wants to be facing slightly downhill so that rain wouldn't go inside it. So yeah, there you go. There's a couple of little ideas. I don't know, you know, maybe you could mount it on the handlebar, or I don't know, but yeah, for me, the mounting of this is just rubbish. So on with the video. Right, so actually I already had this on my bike. Some of you have noticed it was on there before in a couple of other videos, and I've just took it off so that you can watch me install it. So hopefully with my interesting camera mount I've got going on here, let's see, maybe just get you a bit closer. It's never easy to film these things and for you to be able to see what I'm doing, but we'll give it a go. Right, so wanted to sort of find something to point down with. Let me just disconnect the camera from the stand so you can see what I can see. So this is the brake line going down here. So behind that brake line, hopefully you can still see this, there's a little pin. I'm just going to try and tap it with my screwdriver there. So hopefully you can see that. I'll only know when I watch the footage back myself. Right, I've got a cold as well, so if you hear me sniffing, sorry about that. Right, let's see if we can get a good angle on this. Right, so what the first thing you have to do is, there's a little brown clip in there, which is much easier if you just remove it and get this plug out. So there's two plugs. There's one at the sort of the driver's, let's say this is the front where my hand is. The front one is the one we're looking for, and the back one there is the one for the heated grips, for the left grip. The right grip is over here, the left grip over here, and this is the auxiliary power plug. So the way I do things, or the way I've done it in the past, is I'm just going to use an Allen key, and that will help me clip the top bit, or sorry, the bottom bit. And then actually I think what I was doing was just using my finger. I could get down in there. You won't be able to see what I'm doing, but you get what I mean. So you're pulling the bottom one up and pushing the bottom one down. I'm pretty sure I've done it already. Perhaps. Oh, it popped back into place. So one like that, one like that. There she goes, she's out. Right, I know you couldn't see that, but you'll get the gist of it. Right, here's the little brown clip. Let me just check my screen so you can see what I'm seeing. Here, right, there's your little brown clip, and here is a blanking plug. So you just press your thumb on that bit there, and that will just allow you to release that blanking plug. Pop that to one side, and now this is basically all you have to do to attach it. Is line that up the right way around, click it into place, pop that back in the slot it came from, which we will just avoid doing for the moment because I'm going to be taking this off my bike. Right, we'll just put the bars round like so. Right, let's just double check what you can see. Right then. Right, so tools required so far has been whatever it is you need to get that brown clip off. Then all you really need is an 8mm, in my case I've got a socket, And I've also got a driver just in case. So yeah, what you get in the kit is just these two slightly longer bolts, which are going to replace the two up on here. And then, as I recall, this unit actually came with this metal bracket separate, and they had to mount that, which was very easy to do. It just slides on over the cable and then that goes back on afterwards. And then this is going to live up on here. So let's just quickly do that together, all of you guys and me. So diddle-a-did, diddle-a-did, diddle-a-did. So here we go. I'll just show you the difference in the bolt lengths. So yeah, I mean, it's just 3mm or so longer than the original ones. So I'll put the original ones in my back pocket out of the way. Now, a couple of things. This little piece has got an up, and also I'm pretty sure the profile is slightly different from top to bottom, so it is important that you make sure you put this the right way up. And the other thing to note is on top of the handlebars, hopefully you can see it, there's a tiny little white dot just at the end of my fingernail, just there. And that denotes the location of this, you see that? See where it's moving around now? It means that I can nicely locate that back on the bars afterwards. So, right, so the way this fits is, these go over through there, 1, 2, 1, 2, making sure you're in the up position. Get that one lined up. Get that one lined up. I was going to use a little bit of copper slip when I put these on. When I reverse this, because I'm actually going to remove this in a minute, I'm going to put my little screws back in with a bit of copper slip. So, right, back to the job in hand. That's it. Right, I'm going to line that little white dot up that's on the handlebars, which I showed you, and then pinch these up a little bit. And that is basically that. So off camera, what I did is on this, let's just get you in the nice location again. For this bit of wiring, what you get on most modern bikes now is this sort of like nice little rubber straps that you can sort of reuse. So it means that we can now tuck all of this nice cabling together with this little bungee bit. Relatively easy to do, he says. There we go. It's like tying a balloon knot. So there we go. That I find that is nice to just keep everything tidy. So that's basically what's going to be happening. So there we go. That's the installation of that 12-volt socket all done. The next thing is its usability. So as I said in the beginning of the video, you're not going to be using a great big long cable like this, but just for the sake of the video, you're going to pop that in there. You've got your USB-C going to USB, whatever it is, blah, 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 A to C. You're going to plug your phone in, whatever. And for me, I've got to say it, it's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit of an afterthought, isn't it? It's a bit, I don't know, I think it's a bit naff of Honda, especially when you look at a lot of their other bikes, like the Africa Twin, for example, which I'm 99% sure has just got a USB up on the dashboard. So for me, now, when you're riding along, Incidentally, don't forget to subscribe, thanks. When you're riding along, that I reckon is going to be exposed to the weather and it's going to get water in it when it's raining, especially if it's heavy rain. So I was thinking there must be a better place to mount it, but I've got to be honest with you, I haven't found one. I haven't found a good place. So this is why I think to go onto the Chinese websites and find one that clamps to your bars further in, or behind this area, would be better. That's kind of my honest opinion on it. So there you go. For those that really wanted to see this getting mounted, there you go. That's it. It's as easy as that. And what I didn't show you was just putting that brown clip back in. It's quite easy to see once you're doing it yourself. There's one little location where it goes. So anyway, I hope this has helped those of you that were interested in this particular Honda part. And as I say, Honda, I'm sort of surprised that on the 2026 bikes there hasn't been incorporated, because I think almost everybody wants to put some sort of phone or sat nav up on the dash. So the only option then is there is a USB under the seat, which most people are going to know. You could run a cable through here. If you watch my Aiuchi C3 screen, which is on my dash, this one here, when you watch the video of me installing that, then you'll see how I run the cable. So it could be that you just ran one from the trunk and you put it up through to the handlebars. That's also an option. I've got to say, this is the first Honda part that is a bit of a... So anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.